Welcome back, everyone, to episode 13 of Three Dudes Podcast, where we have three dudes that talk on the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Easton Bennett, Broden Wonderlick, Liam Owens, in our trusty spots.
Hey, wave when he says your name, not mine.
I did.
Okay.
Liam's getting sick of his feet. We're having some mic troubles, but we're going to get there.
Sick of my feet?
Your seat and having to lean back in that corner.
Yeah.
Maybe by episode 20, we'll have new chairs.
I was going to say, dude, I'm not lying.
Should we
to you.
get some recliners?
When we first bounced around this idea, when we were in that coffee shop, we were in those chairs, I think that was prime.
It was, but I didn't want to buy furniture for a podcast where we just didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know where it was going, but now that we know we've shot into celebrity status.
Minor,
something we could look at.
C-list celebrities.
Yeah, T-list celebrities.
Yeah.
Like we're way down there. What letter is that? Is that letter like 17 or something?
T?
Yeah.
No, that's got to be a lot closer to 26 than that.
I'd say like O.
No,
T's deeper than O.
20.
20.
Just did it, I think. That's crazy. We're going to get into the comments. Actually, what have you guys been up to? I was in Fargo this last weekend. We've had a lot of hangover stories at the beginning of these podcasts, and Saturday I was hurting a little bit, but that's all right. We battled through it. I thought my head was going to explode. And then I had a Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich, and it cured all things. That did?
Jimmy. Yeah. Like the freezer kind?
Yep, the microwave, pop it in. Yeah. It was at a hockey concession stand.
Did you spend $5 on it?
$3.50, I think.
Really?
So
I'd say that's pretty cheap.
Concession stands, though, if you think about it. I mean,
but when you think about just buying the whole box of like 10 of them for like $7,
they didn't offer that to me, or right. I probably would have, and then resold them right outside, set up a stand outside. But yeah, no, I was in Fargo. Good time. Seen a couple buddies from Canada and Fargo. What were you guys doing? You went hunting? Shot some animals?
Pheasant opener, yeah. Went out hunting. Went out Saturday morning. Got a couple. Went out this morning, Sunday. Got a couple.
This morning, Sunday.
Got a little blood on my shirt.
Oh, human animal.
Not human animal. It's animal.
Well, I don't know if you cut your finger, maybe squirted, because I got blood on my shoulder right here. That's human. My thumb.
That is not from an animal.
No.
How did it end up on your shoulder?
Went to put my backpack on my shoulder. Had to cut my thumb, no Band-Aids. Went like this, one strap it, because that's what cool people do. And just got on there. And I knew it right when I hit it. I was like, fucking got on my shirt.
There it is.
Look down.
Look at us.
Sure as God's got sandals, I got blood on my shirt now, you know?
Sure as Stevie Wonder pisses on his shoes. got blood on there.
Wow. I'm going to have to use that one, I think.
Stole it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, there's no way you were the first person to ever come up with that.
No, but it's hilarious.
We could make some variations. We're going to get into the comments. Got a few comments, actually. We've seen some people comment on YouTube, which is exciting. BFan82 says, exactly which rock on Mars did he and his parents live under to not know that about Freddie? So I think he's referring to you saying, I didn't know he was that gay.
No, I know he's gay. I get that.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know he was that gay.
Like, yeah, he was, and we talked about this in the last show. Like, I honestly didn't know he was that gay either.
Yeah.
Like, once you brought it up, it like clicked in my mind. Remember you talked about synapses?
Yeah.
It did to me too. I was like, yeah, he was actually fairly gay in that movie.
Well, because you imagine it's like, oh yeah, he's gay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But then you see the movie of him doing a lot of gay stuff. He's gay.
And it's like, he's not even like,
I don't have a doubt now.
Yeah, he's not like some people just like go about their day and they're gay and they do their thing and then he just
crazy. But that was his day.
Yeah, I'm Senate 66 says, what was your favorite movie growing up? We're gonna have to do a movie episode. I think I talked about that this weekend with somebody.
I know my answer already to that.
What is it?
The Scooby-Doo, the Spooky Island Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I had a Scooby-Doo pillow. A little circle red Scooby-Doo pillow, and that thing went everywhere with me. You know how like girls have baby blankets?
Yeah.
I had a pillow.
Oh. I had a baby blanket.
Yeah, but how long did you hold on to it?
6 hours ago.
Really?
Oh, I'm joking.
I was like, that's
still got it.
I mean, no, like nothing against people, but like my sister, she's 16. She still has a baby blanket, just hangs out with that thing.
It's there. Whatever.
It's comfort.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at, but I remember it. It was a little baby blue blanket, and I had a bunch of little stuffed animals, and I used to swaddle my stuffed animals with it.
Could be a good dad.
One day, I hope one day.
You can, you can just catch some animals and do the live action recreation of what you were doing.
Yeah. Except not really because they were stuffed animals. So they were lions and crazy stuff.
You couldn't catch a lion?
Crabs.
Swaddle a real lion.
Yeah.
In a tiny baby blanket?
Need a big blanket.
Uh,
I had a Scooby-Doo sleeping bag.
we were just all the
I had a
Scooby-Doo boys?
Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
everything, dude. I had a backpack.
I think the best
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo was Cyber Chase.
That's a good one. That's
I
a
won't lie to
really
you.
good one.
I don't remember the names of them, but I remember Scooby-Doo was the first ever time in my life where I thought quicksand was going to be a huge problem in the future.
Yeah.
It turns out I've never even seen quicksand.
Mm-hmm. Quicksand and tornadoes. In elementary school, that was the two biggest fears for everybody. Haven't seen either.
So everyone's just walking around the hallways just talking about quicksand and tornadoes.
Believe this stuff.
When is one of those going to pop up? Because I've heard a lot of things.
This is crazy.
But yeah, Scooby-Doo. I wouldn't say mine's Scooby-Doo growing up. What did I like? I don't even know. We'll get to that in the movie. We'll leave a cliffhanger in the movies episode we do. We'll have to have a guest on for that. Someone that likes movies. 100% Bully says, me, I'm going to be hungover. Cracks a beer, but not today. And I like that line
The only
because,
way out is
Not
back
today.
in.
but not today. Yeah. You're choosing when to be hungover.
Yeah.
You wake up and you're like, not letting this get to me today.
I'm better.
Maybe tomorrow, but today we're getting better. Two Kitchen says, do you fuck with drone strikes? This is from the war episode, last week's war episode. Fuck with them, I guess. What does he mean by that? I mean,
That's a good question.
I've never done
Like we
any.
don't sit here and hope for him if that's what he means.
I mean, like I'm cool with them because it keeps everyone out of harm's way except the person the drone is striking. And I fuck with them as long as they're not striking innocent people. So
Or yourself, yeah.
Well, he's innocent.
Yeah, maybe he's talking. You don't know that.
Yeah, he's
true.
Is he talking about giving or receiving a drone strike? That's he should have clarified. Or a
Yeah.
girl, maybe. I guess I don't know.
I guess. Actually, I'm going to say that I don't fuck with them since my address is on that postcard in front of the camera. Please keep
We'll
those
blur it
far
out.
away
Yeah, we'll
from
blur
me.
it out. We'll put the address in the show notes in the bottom.
Yeah. Go ahead and send me fan mail and
Yeah.
no drone strikes.
That is the fan mail. It's a drone strike.
Yeah.
you just open up a letter, look up.
It's got something taped to it. Lee Pinto says, let Liam know that it was actually little boy and fat man, not little man and fat boy. the two atomic bombs.
Fat boy.
Let him know, he
That
says.
kills me.
Little boy
Fat
and
boy.
fat man, not little man and fat boy. Those are. I wonder how they come up with names for bombs, because I actually saw. So I was listening to a podcast on the way back from Fargo today, and they were talking about. It's actually a Las Vegas podcast, and they were talking about there's an atomic bomb test site south of the Strip, and they had all of these bombs that they would drop, and they were testing them out, and they had different names for them. Like one was called the Big Shot. The other one was called like Trinity. There was one called like Booker. It's like, who picks these names? It was Project Ranger. Do you think there's a dedicated job title for the person that gets to name these fun things?
Yeah.
I think I'd like that job.
Probably.
Like, what's the bombs were the what? The Manhattan Project?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what goes through to inspire you to pick that name? You
It's
know what I
gotta
mean?
sound
There has to be
badass.
some sort of correlation.
But what does the Manhattan Project have in correlation with two bombs?
Maybe he was born in Manhattan.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe they were doing the testing or all the research was in Manhattan or something. Or I don't know. One of the craziest ones, I don't know if I ever brought this up, were like when they're making one of the bombs, it was the inside of the bomb was like the demon core.
Yep. Nathan,
Talk about that?
bump up Liam's mic, I think. Are you losing him a little bit?
Yeah,
I'm
kind of.
losing him here and there. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
You losing me? Can you find me?
That's better. Yeah.
You've been found.
You're just a soft-spoken man,
I am.
which is honorable. It's okay.
You
We don't
know-
want you to yell in it.
I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Full of the sayings. I love these. I have a whole list, a note sheet in my phone of idioms, sayings like that, and you've just given me two to add to it.
What was the other one?
Sure, it's Stevie Wonder pisses on his shoes.
Opposite ends of the spectrum
Yeah.
for those.
Yeah. Go ahead. Whatever you were gonna say.
Oh no, I was just talking about the demon core. It was when they're developing like one of the first atomic bombs and everything like that, and then they were making it, and he was messing with the core, and he was using like I don't know, he's using like a fork or something to mess with the like something.
Real high-end tools for such a project
whatsoever. I can't remember what it was, so I'm gonna get this wrong. But he was messing with it, and then he dropped it on accident. Blew up. Killed like I don't know how many people.
Him and a lot.
Him and a good
I'd
few
say
scientists.
He was probably the first one that died.
Oh yeah.
Wonder if they all die simultaneously. Did you also know that the bombs like don't explode when they hit the ground?
I was actually.
Don't they explode like just a little bit before?
It depends.
1,500 feet above the ground.
It depends.
Maximize the blast radius.
Good. My buddy Matt
Yep.
is now down. He's becoming a EOD tech. So in the Army, whatever, EOD, explosive ordnance disposal. So he's learning a lot of shit about this. And so he called me for like almost a couple hours the other day talking about all these different types of bombs and everything like that. And there's some that are activated from vibration, some that are activated by sound, some that are just...
Are EODs like what are the actual bombs that people are putting in the ground? Like the foreigners?
No, those
Those
are
are
like
explosives.
IEDs.
IEDs. That's how
intended explosive device.
I almost said IUD, which is not.
No,
That would be bad if that exploded.
That's a different type of bomb.
Yeah. No, that is kind of cool though.
Oh,
That's if I was going to go into the military, it'd be something in that field. You know, I don't need to even shoot guns. I just want to work with the fun stuff that people don't. Not a lot of people get to touch.
There's a lot of shit that goes into it.
Like the naming list.
Just sit on the back. They just send you an email. Oh, what should we name this? And
Hey,
you're like,
Easton, we need a name for this.
look in your hand and there's a sandwich. The Vlasic Project.
Oh God. All right. Mind of Tyrell, our buddy Tyrell. This was a top tier episode. Ty, I'm glad you liked the episode. We thought it was pretty good too. It was a little bit longer. I wonder how people felt about the long episode. I didn't hear any backlash, so
Yeah. If it goes a little longer, I guess it goes a little longer.
there's people commenting.
you can
Fuck
pause
this. Hour and a half. Way too long.
Fucking cut it short.
This one's gonna be 6 hours. Can you imagine we post on Tuesday and they're like, whew.
I really hope it's not because it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it won't be, I promise. But yeah, that's all the comments. Thank you guys for commenting again. Please leave a comment on this episode and future episodes, and we'll hopefully get to your comment on the show. We'll read it out, say some funny stuff, and we'll read it. Before we get into our topic this week, again, please leave a rating, a review for the show. It really helps us out, helps us grow. And yeah, we appreciate you guys watching, appreciate you engaging, tell your friends about it. But without further ado, let's get into this week's topic, paranormal activity or the paranormal events, pretty much everything surrounding it. How do you guys feel about this topic? I know we were saving it for October because October's spooky.
Spooky season.
And they said they want to do something spooky. So that's what we're doing. But how do you guys feel about the paranormal? Like, are you believers?
It's tough. Part of me wants to believe because there's so many stories, and I think a lot of it weighs into how much you believe in it. Because the more you believe, the more you think every
It's
little
gonna
thing
happen,
is
yeah.
going to be like, if that leaf moved, just lose it. Like it's paranormal.
I feel like there's probably like a word for that. You know what I mean? Or there should be, because if not, there should be a thing. You know how like thalassophobia is like the fear of deep water or something?
Yeah.
Like there should be a word for believing in something makes it happen more. I wonder if there is.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think
If there's any
There's like
wordsmiths listening.
I bet I could find
like
it after the
a
episode.
symptom or like syndrome or something like that, to where like you could convince yourself, like, because like your mind
Something's
is
happening.
very powerful
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
compared to your body. So like, if you just keep thinking like, I have cancer or something like that, like you might eventually just get cancer.
That's a wild
I
way
mean,
to leave.
yeah,
Metaphor?
that's what it is though. I mean, like it's a long not
Example.
exactly
That's
that.
the word I was looking for. The example. Broden goes, if you think you have cancer, you could probably force it into your body.
Well, they do the same thing with like.
I was thinking more like if I tell myself I'm not cold, I'm not cold. You know?
Right.
I started taking cold showers.
Yeah. I tried it for a day.
Not the
For
entire
a day.
shower.
So
Not
you
a whole
took
day.
one cold shower.
Yeah, actually. And it wasn't even a full length one.
No, I just go right at the end. I mean, it'll be
Oh, so
a
you
nice
start
warm
warm.
shower. Yeah. So I can enjoy my shower for a while. But then at the very end, I go, all right, let's do it. And I fucking crank that handle. And I just see how long I can last under there. And that just
What's your current record?
a few minutes. It's always at the end. I mean,
Minute guy.
I'm done bathing. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just in there to see how long I can be cold.
Why are you doing it? Just to see?
There's health benefits.
Just because the Spartans used to do it?
Did they?
I don't know. I had a friend when I was playing hockey, Trevor Warshaw. I don't know if you know him, but he used to take cold showers before games, and you know, Chow, he's a little bit,
Yeah.
he likes to do fun stuff like that. And he would get in the shower and it was freezing cold and he'd just walk in there like flexing and he'd be like, I take cold showers because the Spartan used to take cold showers. And I was like, that's cool. I take warm ones.
No, they just
'cause
didn't
feel
have
better.
hot water heaters.
Yeah.
They just didn't have hot water.
No, they were in Russia in December, actually, Chow.
They didn't have a choice.
But yeah, I mean, why are you doing it?
The
Just
health
'cause.
benefits. Yeah, just because. I don't know. I mean, you know, it
Have you
tightens-
seen the
tightens
health
up your
benefits?
pores.
Yeah.
No. I don't think they're visual, but as long as I mentally, because that's what I was getting at too with like what we were just talking about with like allergies and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like what you believe in and stuff like that. You're like, your mind is so powerful. Like it could be a total placebo and
Yeah.
you just say,
We
I just told myself that there's health benefits. So you know what?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm healthier. Great. I feel
Liam
awesome.
walks in next week for the podcast and his skin is like slicked back. He's like, man, these cold showers are doing a number on me.
These are great.
It's like, Jesus, you get Botox, man? No, I've been taking cold
Just a
showers.
few cold showers, a few minutes a day. You know, nothing crazy.
It's like 6'5" now. Like, holy. He's like, yeah, ask me my body fat. 3%. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, man. All from cold showers?
Just cold showers.
You're like, yeah, that and more fruit. More fruit I've been eating.
Mix in a couple strawberries.
I like a good strawberry. So the definition of paranormal activity. Paranormal events are perpetrated phenomena described in popular culture, folk, and other non-scientific bodies of knowledge whose existence within these contexts is described as being beyond the scope of normal scientific understanding. I probably could have just led with that last sentence. I hate people that do definitions are the worst. All that stuff is so much fluff. They should have everything in layman's terms, you know?
Yeah.
Like were there not a lot of unused words there? Like, or not unused, but like unnecessary?
Makes you sound smart though.
It does, which is, I don't know.
I like using big words once in a while because you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't.
But like
hold- I don't
6
hold
consecutive
the
ones where 2 could get the job done? Why use lot word when few word do trick?
Oh my God. I love that show.
Yeah. I mean, they're not even that big of words. It's just like it seems pushed together.
Because you got to pay per letter, you know?
Yeah. There's a paywall on the amount of words you can use.
Yeah.
Like perpetrated.
Yeah.
That's not even the word it's used, actually. It's purported.
Purported? I don't know
Yeah.
what that means.
See, me neither. Why not use just a different word?
What
that
was
other
it?
people use?
Perpetuated?
No, paranormal events are purported.
Nathan, what's purported mean?
Yeah, I figured that out.
That's not a word. I've never heard that word ever. in my life.
Purported. So like perp, if there's like a perp, like if someone broke in my house, there'd be a
Yeah.
perp. And then you take the second half of departed and smush them together. Purported. Purported phenomena.
That's got to be a typo.
Well, he's got it rocking.
Purported, appearing or stated to be true, though not necessarily so alleged.
See, yeah, that makes sense. You'd need a word for something that niche, you know? There's not much of a filler word you could use for that one if it's that kind of definition.
Almost true.
Yeah, that's
No,
two
that's
words.
pretty
though.
much, yeah.
That's way
It's
better
almost true,
than
but
that.
people don't think so. I guess I see why they use big words. So ghost hunting. This is the most exciting part about my research. I was really into Ghost Hunters, I think it was called growing up.
Oh, yeah. The TV show on sci-fi.
Yeah, and I loved it. And I think this goes back to we talked about in the previous podcast that I purposely believe everything I see and hear because it makes life more fun. So I think that's where it stemmed from is that like I want to watch these ghost shows because I want ghosts to be real.
Dude, I tried getting into those shows, but to me, they were just so corny and fake. Like, you could just be like, that is so stupid. Like, it would be scrambled audio and it would just sound like TV static. And they're like, hold on, let me enhance it. And then you just hear some like crazy shit. It's like, no, that was not said.
It's like Missouri.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's where they're from.
No way.
Yeah. Randy. I have an uncle named Randy.
He knows. It's
Yeah.
my Uncle Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I was young. And now I'm old and I still believe it. So I guess I don't really have an excuse. What about you, Liam?
I couldn't
You're
buy
not
in.
into it either?
Yeah, not really. But it's like, we ever see like fortune tellers and stuff like that? Like how they're like,
Yeah,
make people
there's-
believe that they're real, but there's like a whole mental process that they go through to like pick stuff out of
Yeah.
your brain to like figure out who you are and like how to,
Do you guys remember the
Weird.
fortune teller at the movie theater?
the machine.
What is it? Like the Akinator or something? Is that what they call
Yeah.
That
it?
little machine that
The
you put,
one
what you
guy?
put your hand on or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
That guy scared me when I was younger.
Yeah.
Was he at Aladdin's Castle too in the mall?
Lance, I missed that place.
Figure out the name of that guy, Nathan. It was a fortune teller guy, and you'd walk past him and he would talk. I don't know if it was censors, but he'd just talk randomly. That thing always scared me as a kid. But yes, going back to like, I think they have a name. The people that do it,
Like mediums?
yes, a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you go to a medium. I think my grandma went to a medium one time. What do you got?
Zoltar?
Zoltar.
Zoltar.
Yes, I remember that motherfucker. Zoltar was a scary son of a
scarred from
bitch,
that.
man. He was. And I actually saw him. So I was at some like old antique shop where they have like toys and old Hot Wheels and stuff like that. And there's one sitting in the corner and it just brought flashbacks.
PTSD.
I was
He just started
Yeah, I
seizing
started
in the middle.
shaking. My dad had to rub my arm to just be like, it's okay, Easton.
It's just Zoltar. He's not gonna hurt you.
It's just Zoltar.
Zoltar is your sleep paralysis.
He
demon.
is, honestly. Have you seen him?
I can't remember.
I don't
now.
know what he looks like.
He's got a thing on his head, like a wrap
Yeah.
and a robe. And
Like a turban?
Yeah, and he's in a glass box.
He's a gypsy. Yeah. He's a medium.
Yeah.
That's what they wear.
But yeah, I mean, I was scared of
I don't
that
know,
guy.
Fortune tellers and mediums are way different.
Don't you guys think it'd be more fun?
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Don't you guys think it'd be more fun if you believed in everything? So
No.
do you guys believe in ghosts then?
I'm pretty indifferent.
It's so I think I'm still on the fence with it too. I just can't like
Sometimes.
because part of me wants to believe there's like, well, after this life, your soul has to go somewhere.
Reincarnation.
I think. Maybe.
There's a thing that we're going to get to the end of the show on belief polls.
Yeah.
And I'll just give you a kind of a teaser, but 15% of people believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
In this study.
But it's like
According to this.
if I hear something like creaking in my house, I could say, "Oh, it's a ghost," or I could say, "Oh, it's my AC's on." And
Yeah.
something.
When I first moved into my house, for the first week or so, I don't know what this is. Maybe you could tell me because you know stuff about homes and you do too a little bit. But every time I shower, so I shower at night. So do you.
probably more than us.
Well, every time I'd shower, I'd go lay in bed or whatever because I shower at night, and then I'd lay in my like shower, whether it was I think it's my shower because I'm relating it to my shower. That's the only time it ever happens. But I would hear like creaks, like the house was like moving.
Probably just your pipes.
Yeah.
Maybe
If you're
yeah.
running hot water through your pipes.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, for like the first week I was here, I was like,
Did it freak you
what's
out?
happening? Yeah. And it kept happening. And then I was like, yeah, it's got to be the shower of some sort. Something's happening.
I
with the
just
shower.
tell myself it's a shower.
I also had did I tell this on the last show where I thought someone was breaking into my house and I closed my eyes? Yeah, I think I did.
Dude,
Yeah,
And you
when,
and you just believed that they weren't. It's
Well,
like-
no, like I'd close my eyes and then I would hear it and then I'd open them and I wouldn't hear
Oh,
anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, there was one night when me and Liam like had just moved into that house or whatever. And there was some like slamming on like the door or whatever upstairs, like right up the stairs you go and it's the door out the side of the house.
Yeah.
And both of us like immediately, not even talking to each other, we're both upstairs with our pistols drawn. We run into each other and he's like,
Just guns akimbo. You're
yeah,
like-
yeah. And he goes,
pistols.
he goes, but he looks at me, he goes, you heard it too? I'm like, yeah, obviously. I'm in my underwear in our kitchen holding a pistol. I heard some shit.
No, you texted me.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
So
No.
you guys
because
got
I-
a different way of handling that. Go ahead. I'll explain.
Yeah.
after.
So I had woke up, and I don't know if I woke up to your text or if I woke up like just before, but you had said like, "Hey, do you hear that?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Did you say there's a perp in the
And
kitchen?
thought there was.
Because the dogs were going nuts.
Yeah, the dogs were freaking out. Something was slamming out there, and
So there's a perp in the kitchen.
there's a suspected perp in the area, and so you
In
had
the
texted me.
area.
You texted me
And
and said,
he
"Do you
would
hear
have been
that?"
toast. Swiss cheese.
Yeah, and we texted each other, and I said, "All right, meet me upstairs."
And he goes,
You're
bring
like
the dogs.
No, you're like
Bring the dogs.
meet at the rendezvous.
We're going to the extraction point now.
And then he goes, it's time to get frosty. Bravo 6.
And I open up my door and I have my pistol and I have my flashlight on the end of it and I'm sweeping my house, just cleaning
Yeah.
every corner, looking
Were you
around.
holding a knife under too?
No, that's unpractical.
Actually,
Very. Yeah.
handheld bayonet.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Who's we? You and your pistol group?
No,
Anybody?
I don't know why I said we, but it's just like
It's the neighborhood.
We don't
pistol
do-
club.
yeah.
We don't do that. Me and my members, I tell them, I teach them
We
not
don't
to
do
do
that
that because it's just not practical.
No. Well, because when I first learned how to shoot, I had went in there and I was holding the pistol so in one hand, and then I had my hand on the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Don't do that. Like take it. It goes on the side. You push forward.
You
keep
hold the
weight of
barrel?
pistol. Yeah, you hold it on top here, and then the
That way, that way the slide just pinches everything on
Yeah.
your hand.
No, that doesn't make any sense. If
Did
you either go out with a gun or you go out with a knife, you got to pick one.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. I'd lead with a knife. Actually, I wouldn't. I'd lock my door. I'd be like, you take what you want out there, but don't take me.
I would not like to do the knife because that gets me very close to that person. I would like to audibly say, "I have a gun. Get out."
Yeah.
The choice is
Maybe
theirs.
I'd hold up my knife like it's a gun. I can throw this as close to a bullet as I could.
You would throw it though, and the back of the knife would hit him in the forehead, and be like, that was an inconvenience, and then he would just
Ow.
stab you.
I wouldn't have it popped up. It'd be a closed pocket knife.
Just threw it at him.
Yeah, no, usually I just kind of just wait in my bed. So I have a story actually. Last December, I was in Cleveland and I'm there with my two buddies that I played hockey with, and we get an Airbnb in downtown Cleveland. I don't know if you guys have heard this.
It wasn't
story.
the great part of Cleveland, was it?
It was the ghetto of Cleveland. Literally, like if you lived in this neighborhood, I'm sorry. It was crazy. But I am in downtown Cleveland and we're driving through all these brownstone houses. You know what a brownstone is? So it's like it's what they got in New York. Like they're big brick ones and they're square looking. They got steps that go up them. Just your like classic New York house.
Which other way do steps go?
Down.
Depends on
If
which
you're
way
above 'em.
going.
Yeah, I guess. So we're driving through these and I was like, oh, these are nice neighborhoods. I wonder where Airbnb is. Pass a couple nice bars, whatever. Keep going. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, oh, just up here, up the road. We pull into this neighborhood where all the windows are like boarded up. Across is an abandoned school, which that doesn't mean anything, but anything abandoned makes things a little bit sketchy.
I don't
right?
like the idea of that.
No. So then we pull up and the house next to us has all boarded up windows with plywood. And then this janky ass Airbnb we're staying in, it's an apartment, like a condo, a bottom and a top. We're staying in the top. There's a permanent tenant in the bottom. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So we stay there, whatever. Everything's fine until the last day. We get back at like 4 a.m. and we're eating some fast food in the living room and we hear someone trying to break into the upstairs apartment. And my friend who's from Toronto said it was just the wind because he lives in Toronto and apparently shit like that happens all the time. I'm like, I think people are trying to break into your place in Toronto. And happened like 5 or 6 times, like shaking on the door, like pushing the door, hammering the door. And I literally almost shit myself.
That is some aggressive wind.
Yeah. And I slept with a knife that night. And I don't think I slept at all. I texted Shimke and I said, if I die tonight, like, here's what happened. I haven't told anyone else the story, but here's why. That's how scared I was.
No shit.
And my other buddy from Toronto slept. We propped a chair behind the door.
Yeah.
Like they do in movies. I'm like, this should work. I don't know what else to do.
It probably would.
And I was supposed to stay there an extra night because they were leaving the next day. And my flight didn't leave till 2 days later. I went and got a hotel by the airport. It's like, no way I'm staying here by myself.
Oh God, no.
And I heard animals in the attic. Like
Like mice
running
or
around.
something?
Yeah. I like to think they're bigger. They sounded
Like a raccoon.
maybe some New York rats.
Oh,
Big ones.
Yeah. So that was like, yeah, I don't really like when things are happening when I'm sleeping, like noises or anything. And then maybe that's why I believe in it more. Where he didn't believe in ghosts. So maybe he's like, it couldn't be an intruder. Anyways, let's get back into the paranormal activity. Sorry, I had to just take over the show there.
Unload for a second.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey,
Been waiting to tell someone, damn it.
if someone's ever breaking in, just tell them not to.
Yeah. Hey, stop. We got knives in here.
it's against the law, you know.
I got a whole butcher's block of knives.
Yeah. And if my friend Declan is listening to this, it wasn't wind, okay? We tried to get a hotel room that night, and he's like, guys, it's fine. Let's just go to sleep. I'm like, we're going to go out, and your car's going to be on blocks tomorrow. Your tires are going to be gone. We're going to be stuck here. So typically, a ghost hunting team will attempt to collect evidence supporting the existence of paranormal activity. In traditional... Good there?
Do you want to try that again?
No, it's okay. It's
Do you
all
think no?
natural on this. Well, I was just so distracted by those ice cubes. In traditional ghost lore, I didn't know ghost lore was a thing. And fiction featuring ghosts, a ghost is a manifestation of the spirit or soul of a person. That's one thing I didn't know. Well, I didn't really think about, I guess, but it has to be a person. So like they don't say ghosts are from like animals, generally.
No.
Or like demons. It's usually from a deceased person.
That's what they say.
Did you guys ever read those books that this dude wrote back in like elementary school about like paranormal stories from a bunch of people? It was like a whole series of books. I forget what they were called, but they were like huge.
I feel like I can see the cover. Like I
Yes.
can
Wasn't it
visually
like a black and white cover?
yes, something like that.
Oh,
I can't think of it.
What was that?
Stephen King.
No.
Anyways, where are you
But-
going with the books?
No, because it just
haven't
told,
read
it
them?
told a bunch of stories
Oh,
about like
Yeah, and they were freaky
yeah.
because I read them. I read the same ones, and I was like, these are
100% actually. Yeah, now that you say that, I remember that.
Like a whole bunch of like different personal experiences and stuff, like a docu-series, but books. I don't know what you would call that.
That's kind of yeah, that's
series of
kind of
books.
cool.
a docu-series of books. I think it's just books.
But it
Ghost
was
Hunt.
like based on true stuff, like actual reporting and
Yeah,
stuff.
they do that with books too. They base it off true things.
Those are called biographies, autobiographies.
Well, that's if you write them about yourself,
Not a biography,
an autobiography.
but a biopic.
But it wasn't like a
I
biography.
know. Is biopic? Do you say biopic or biopic?
I think it's biopic.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know what it is, but I know it's a thing. I think it's about something or someone.
I would imagine it's about something.
You're right. Ghost hunters use a variety of electronic devices, including EMF meters, digital thermometers, both handheld and static, digital video cameras, including thermographic and night vision cameras, night vision goggles, as well as digital audio recorders. All of that just to put on a TV show called Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
So you really don't believe those, Broden, hey? None of the voices?
At
none
least
of
the TV shows. Like it might be like real stuff that happens, but the TV shows are a sham. I feel like.
I want to say it is too. And the thermal stuff, how? How could there physically
Yeah.
be any thermal reading from an entity?
Well, there's cold spots.
It's not a physical thing though.
So a lot of paranormal investigators, they like to call themselves, not ghost hunters. Apparently that's not proper. Okay.
Okay.
It's like a slur to the ghost hunter community.
That's tough.
So cold spots, according to ghost hunters, investigators, a cold spot is an area of localized coldness or sudden decrease in ambient temperature.
That makes perfect sense.
Have you guys ever had that feeling where you like walk somewhere to a part of a room and it's like cold?
Yeah, like when I get closer to the air conditioner.
Yeah. When I stand next to the vent.
Get next to the open window. I'm
Yeah.
like, God, it's hot
Yeah.
over here.
Wow. Oh, it's the window.
Yeah, there's a ghost in here. No, it's just 40 degrees outside.
But people actually think that like this area is cold. That means there's paranormal activity near me somewhere.
Okay. Now that we're talking about it, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
What exactly is sleep paralysis?
What happened?
The TV just lost signal. This is kind of creepy.
This is crazy.
All right, we gotta get
Oh
the
my
fuck
God,
out of here. What's going
We need
on?
to get a priest in here right now.
Can somebody call the priest?
Is the camera still recording? Camera
Oh.
died.
Okay, see, it's all fake.
Whew.
It was at full
It's
battery
in-
right
the
before
mic's
the
still
show.
on. Hang on.
It's in the big
Does it
case.
record
Nathan.
everything we're talking about still?
Yeah.
So we're still running right
We
now.
got two. Yeah, there's
We
the
just
other
don't
two
have-
cameras are rolling.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, fuck him then.
God,
So,
that was actually kind of weird.
Bullocks. Did you charge him?
His battery was fully charged. I saw
No,
it.
it was 2 bars.
Yeah.
Okay, see?
Yeah, but I could've- I
Everything
could've tricked you.
everything has a logical
But
explanation.
if we would have believed it, yeah. Fuck off.
How much of a sham would we be trying to pull some paranormal bullshit on our
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of it.
Of course.
in
they
the middle
did.
of Paranormal Activity podcast?
God, that makes so much more sense. Hey, Nathan.
I'm shitting
Were you
myself
a
right now.
little
Are
worried?
you serious? Are you
Yeah, I
nervous?
know I want to go upstairs.
Oh my god.
That's awesome,
So
actually.
okay, so anyway,
Why are your
you
shorts
said
wet?
you said a defined sleep paralysis.
Okay, so just let him hit start here quick. What a time.
Rolling.
All right, now we're good.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Something about sleep paralysis.
So sleep paralysis, the only thing I'd be close would be that story from when I was in Cleveland. I couldn't sleep. Like I was terrified in my
No,
sleep.
that's
That's not sleep
Okay.
paralysis.
Then no, probably not.
Sleep paralysis is you wake up or like
Your mind.
so
is awake.
when you sleep, your body doesn't move while you're sleeping.
Correct.
because you're sleeping. But when you have sleep paralysis, you consciously wake up, but your body is still sleeping. So you're awake, but you can't move your body.
You're aware. Oh,
And like you
damn.
hallucinate a lot of the
A
time.
lot of times, yeah. So they call it having a sleep paralysis demon because a lot of people have stories of them waking up from sleep paralysis and they see like something in the corner of their room or at the end of their bed or something like that.
I get it quite a bit.
Really?
What?
Yes.
Do
I would
you
probably say
shit?
It's freaky.
it
It's really
is
freaky.
You have
absolutely
to?
terrifying.
It's only ever happened to me one time and I didn't even see anything, but I woke up. So back in my dad's old house,
We should have filmed this at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna go to bed after
Now
this.
you're losing it. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, so my bed was in the corner of the room and I was always comfortable like sleeping facing the wall for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I had a little nightlight in my room in case I had to get up in the middle of the night and rock a piss.
Yep.
And so
You don't just piss a bed.
I prefer not to.
It's good.
When he's in sleep paralysis, when he can't move, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might
So,
tonight.
one night I got sleep paralysis and I only know I did because I sleep with it pitch dark in the room except for that little nightlight. And so I woke up and so like I could see like my wall in front of me, but I couldn't move my body and I felt like there was something standing on the edge of my bed. Like I felt like there was something there, like right next to me.
What can you cry in that scenario?
Dude, you can't do anything.
I don't know.
How do you get out of it?
You have to, like,
you
wake
eventually
up.
like, hey,
You just pay your dues?
our producer gets pretty bad sleep paralysis, I heard.
I do.
Is it terrifying?
It like I get it when if I have like a weekend where I'm up really late, and then like my sleep schedule gets really weird for like a certain amount of days at a time. The best way I can describe it is, yeah, you go to bed and like in your mind you
Get
don't
that
fall
mic
asleep.
closer, hey Jim.
What?
Get that mic closer to your mouth. You're just
Oh, you're
waving.
just not hearing me?
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. I was
nothing
getting
on my
some room
headphones either, by
echo.
the way.
And like you'll go to bed and it's like when you close your eyes and you're falling asleep, but you can't, so you wake up, but you open your eyes and your body just will not move. You can try to move and it
So
won't
your
work.
eyes are open.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can see my room. And you know how there's a thing with like humans and like we always try to look for the worst case scenario and stuff. And like you see faces where you shouldn't see faces when you're in the dark. The best way I can describe it is every face you see is real. Like it's very real. Like every dark corner where you're like, there's someone there. There is someone there. And you like are internally just like screaming and you like to run away and your body is just there.
You can't.
Paralysis. You can't move.
You know you're sleeping. You try to wake up, and eventually, at least for me, you just finally like break through a wall where like I've been trying to wake up.
And then you actually do wake
and
up.
finally I just like
You're able
finally
to move.
Broden.
again.
Yeah.
Don't
What-
you?
Do you ever move your toes?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Natalie
I
was
do.
Telling me about that.
Is I will like I'll try like fingers, like little parts, like fingers,
Yeah.
toes, and like I'll get one toe to wiggle. And the next thing you know, I'm getting one leg to wiggle. And then I like break
Start-
myself out of
So
it.
it's breakdancing on his bed.
it's always just like all at once, all of a sudden, my whole body is awake.
It's fucking terrifying though.
The first time it ever happened to me, there was a giant, like 12-foot, like black apparition in the corner staring at me,
It's like, I just see
Like-
stuff in my closet.
just staring at me, and I was like, okay, and trying to scream the whole time. What?
Lee was just making sure you went the right way with that. He's like,
I got nothing on my headphones, Nathan.
oh god damn.
That's
But yeah,
great.
no, that would be so. Like, what do you do when you wake up? Are you just like this? That sucks.
Usually, I'm sweating bullets.
Mine was forever ago, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
I would say it probably happens to me maybe like once a month, give or take.
I promise you this. I was petrified to roll over and look into my empty abyss of a room.
Before you were petrified, were you afraid?
Yeah.
Then you
But
turn
then
to
I
stone.
was
It's a song.
coming alive.
Yeah, staying alive.
Is it?
I think
No,
so.
it's not.
First, I was afraid. I was petrified.
It's
No, it's-
Staying Alive by the Bee
That
Gees.
is not.
No, it isn't. No, it's a girl. Is it not? I don't know.
Okay,
Whatever.
well,
Man.
I'm right, but
We
okay.
fumbled that
Okay,
one.
that's all right. I'm glad you got the reference though, because I was looking.
Yeah.
I was like, did they get it?
I
Okay.
swear it's the Bee Gees.
Yes, it's Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
But he was saying something else.
I will survive. Gloria
Yeah.
something.
That's what it was.
Gloria Gaynor. I don't know how you say it.
Gaynor. Yeah, it might be that though. I prefer it to be
Where'd
that.
that come from? That's not even the same song.
I think it is. I think it is. We'll figure it out after though. Other more traditional techniques are also used in conducting interviews and researching the history of alleged haunted sites. So do you think they are like interviewing the ghosts, or are they interviewing people about the ghosts?
I think they interview the ghosts. Like you like watch them and they're like, what's your name? Who
Like, what are
killed
your-
you? And
What are your skills? What are you looking for in this job?
where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
What are your 5, 10, 15-year goals?
Yeah.
Why do you feel qualified to take this position?
They're like, how do you feel about diversity in the workspace?
Can you work well with others?
Ghost hunters may also refer to themselves. Oh, I already said that part. Paranormal investigators. No scientific study has ever been able to confirm the existence of ghosts. Ever.
Exactly. Rest my case.
Yeah. Do you know who Ed and Lorraine Warren are?
Oh, they
Sounds-
did
sounds
the
really
Conjuring
familiar.
movies, right? That's what they're based on.
They
Yes.
did the Conjuring movies.
I don't know if they did them, but their findings are based, like the movies are based off of that.
Bump his mic all the way down.
Turn his mic off.
Get this guy off the phone.
They were American paranormal investigators and authors associated with prominent reports of haunting from the 1950s to present day. The Warrens were best known for their involvement in the 1976 Amityville horror case, in which New York couple George and Kathy Lutz claimed that their house was haunted by a violent, demonic presence so intense that it eventually drove them out of their home. How crazy would that be if you were living in a house and you have that? How quickly would you move out of that place?
If something crazy happened, like
Just one instance? Is that all it takes for you?
yeah, like if it
Yeah.
if it picked me up and threw me into my ceiling, I'd say I'm gonna draw the line there. Just get out of here.
What if it just follows you though?
But what if it's like it starts mild and it's kind of just like, okay, a pan fell off the counter and you're like, that was weird.
I could have swore I set that pan pretty far on that
Yeah.
counter.
Like when do you start to not trust yourself?
If it
I think
like,
when
did I
something like that
did I
happens.
set it there?
if it, like I don't know, like if he's cool, like if I watched him like slide the pan off the counter, I think I'd just look in that general area and be like, why'd you do that? Like,
Or
stop.
you're cooking
Yeah.
and you don't have enough salt in there and then the salt's just floating and you're like, hey, thank you.
My guy, I appreciate that.
You just see him dip his finger in there and it's just a splash because
All
it's his
right.
finger. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. If it was a friendly ghost, it's like Casper.
Right.
You Casper the friendly ghost.
Casper's a bitch.
He could have
Fuck
been, I
Casper.
guess. I was scared of Casper growing up too.
How?
He's got a giant smiley face.
They literally made him the most
Yeah.
not scary,
Most wholesome
scary thing
ghost.
of all time.
He's a ghost though.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what it would take for me.
I think it would take quite
something.
a bit.
I mean,
It would have to be a couple times where I thought I did something and I'm like, something weird's happening.
And you
Here.
finally convinced yourself, like, okay,
Something's fucked up.
there's something fucking.
When do you
going
tell
on
someone? I would tell someone immediately just because I like to tell things to everybody. I'm an oversharer, I've been told.
Yeah,
here.
you are.
I guess I'm down that road too. I like being an open book.
Yeah, but it's more fun that way, you know?
Yeah. What do I have to hide?
What do you got to lose
Well, whatever.
besides your life? If the ghost like, don't tell anybody.
I'll do it to strangers all the time.
Yeah.
I'll just tell.
That's
them.
better that
No,
way. Talking
Yeah.
to
Well, I might
strangers.
never see him again.
Yeah.
Or and then I'll just.
We're just
completely-
telling strangers right now.
No, usually when we see strangers, you tell them you're me. I'm you.
do
Every
do that.
time. I love doing that.
Hey, Broden Wonder, like, nice to meet you.
Hey, my name's Broden. Nice to meet you. And then I can do anything I want because
Yeah.
now I'm Broden, and it's his reputation getting just horrible.
I'm going to start doing that.
Don't use my
Broden,
name
though.
because my name is already his face. So
When I was in Fargo this last weekend, my friend from Winnipeg, he takes random business cards from places
Yeah.
and he hands them out at bars and says he's that
is
person.
so funny.
So
I went stealing that.
I went to his hotel room and we had a beer or whatever before he went to the hockey game, and he went to the front desk. He forgot his key.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, I need a key for room, whatever, 520. And they're like, okay. And as he was walking away, he grabbed one of the general manager's cards. And I was like, what are you going to do with that? And he's like, I'm Bob whoever tonight. And I'm like, that's insane. So yeah, it's kind of a cool play.
What if does it have a picture of his face on there?
No, it's just his
Yeah.
like name, job title, contact information.
Yeah.
And I was like, because it was a girl that was working the front desk. So
Yeah.
I thought he grabbed her card to like contact her later. I was like, that's really weird, man. I'm like, he's like, no, it's some other guy's card. I'm like, what are you going to do with that? He's like, I'm Bob Johnson
That's me.
tonight. Yeah.
I'm the
Like
general
the-
manager of this Hyatt house.
Yeah. Fargo Suites LLC.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty cool.
I'll do that. I'll do so introduce myself as Broden, and then I'll tell them that I am 38 years old. And it's always 50-50. They'd be like, what? You're 38? And I go, yeah, life's been shit.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah, the divorce really got to me.
Half the time I've seen you do it's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good part.
Oh, you weren't there when I jersey swapped that guy. That was
Was that the night that we talked in the bathroom for about an hour to everybody just as they came in?
probably.
We were like doormen in the bathroom that
Yeah.
night. That's what we
We
did.
just standing there, just drinking.
Yeah,
What's
you
going on,
should. Hey,
fellas?
next time though you do it, you should try to do it in the guys' bathroom.
Introducing myself as all the girls are pouring in.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Broden. Nice to meet
Yeah.
you. 38 years old.
They're like, hey, Broden Wunderlich is in the girls' bathroom right now.
Oh, no.
Get him out of there. So Ed and Lorraine Warren. So yes, the Conjuring, Broden, they were a part of that. Lorraine Warren once told a reporter that the Amityville horror was not a hoax, which apparently this is like a pretty famous one. The Warrens' version of the events is partially adapted and portrayed in the opening sequence of The Conjuring 2. So it's loosely based off of that story, but it's off of the Amityville horror case. Which after seeing Amityville, that it kind of rung a bell in my head. I don't know what it is, but it sounds familiar.
Not me.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
I never saw the
know.
movies or nothing. Yeah.
Stories of ghosts and hauntings popularized by the Warrens have been adapted as or have indirectly inspired dozens of films, television series, and documentaries, including 17 films in the Amityville horror series and 6 films in the Conjuring universe, including Annabelle, Annabelle Creation, and the Annabelle Comes Home spin-off prequels of The Conjuring as well.
Those movies are so good, actually.
Unreal. David F. Sandberg did Annabelle Comes Home. No, Annabelle Creation. And he has a bunch of short horror films on YouTube, and they're unbelievable. Just him and his wife.
I love horror movies and stuff like that. I love getting the shit scared out of me. It's awesome.
The new movie Smile, I've heard from... Did I show you guys that trailer?
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen it, though.
I don't think so.
I've seen
It
it.
just came out a couple weeks ago, and one of my other buddies went to it, and he said it's... Don't go to it. That's how scary it is.
Really?
He went to it at night, and he said he couldn't sleep that night.
Because you believe.
I want to go see it.
That's the thing.
It's like the Polar Express.
That's what I don't like. I can't
You
remember
heard
the
the
last
bells.
time. I
Yeah.
can't remember the last time a movie really just scared the dickens out of me.
I remember my last one for me.
Really?
2, actually. 2 horror movies. One, I think you went to it, Lights Out. In
Lights
high school.
Out was absolutely terrifying. But it, like,
You want to know who did that? The short horror film guy, David Sandberg. David
Really?
F. Sandberg, yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, it wasn't like a scare. It was just like jump scares, though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like something that's
All
going to
those.
scare.
Have
yeah.
you seen that movie? The
Lights Out?
premise is you can only see the thing when the lights are turned off.
Yeah.
So lights- they
The
turn
de-
the- they turn the
demon or
lights
whatever
on.
It is.
They
Yeah.
turn the lights on, it's gone. They turn it off, they see its shadow.
Yeah,
So kinda like Sleep Row.
isn't there always like a little like faint light in there so you can see it's like a silhouette?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then
I
like the
don't think I
lights start
have.
flickering and stuff. It's really good. Like
Yeah.
we watched in high school, and I was
It's
like
genuinely
wasn't
jump
freaky.
scaring in the
No,
movie
I
theater.
wouldn't say it's like freaky like that. It just jump scares you. You know what I mean? Where like,
Yeah.
there's films that are like terrifying, like the Blair
Like
Witch
creepy,
Project
yeah.
or something. That's genuinely like terrifying, which I guess to me is different than like it's
Yeah,
just,
because the
it's
Blair
scary.
Witch felt real.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
But yeah, that, and then he actually, I'll send you the link after this, but Lights Out came from the way he got that job and got the feature film is because of a 6-minute short film he made the same premise. And they're like, hey, we want to
Yeah.
make that a full length.
Like in the trailer or whatever, when that lady's cleaning up, she turns the lights off and she's standing in the doorway, turns them on
Oh.
again. She's gone off, and then it's back, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like a foot away from her and just
It's creepy, man.
twists her neck like 4
That-
times.
And then Countdown.
Haven't seen that one either.
So Countdown came out in 2019, and it's an app that people download on their phone that tells you when you're gonna die. So like they first start downloading it as a joke, and they're like, "Oh, I got 57 years," and then this chick downloads it, and she's like, "I have 4 hours." So then it goes and kind of follows through the people that have the short time frames. I'm not going to spoil it for you because I think you guys should watch it, but really good movie.
I'll watch it. Well, if I don't want to get scared, I go into the movies thinking they're a comedy.
Yeah, that
And
one
then-
is
and
kind
then
of.
and then whenever like something ridiculous happens, I'm like, there's no way that's real.
Yeah.
And I just convince myself it's not.
After I watch horror movies, I will walk around my house. I'm going to do it tonight, and I'm going to hate it. But I usually look like at my windows, and I picture something standing there. I'm like, how crazy would it be if I saw something right there?
And then you just do it.
And then I'm like, God, I'm just on edge the whole rest of the night. And then I'll walk into my bedroom, my blinds will be up, and I'll be like, God, how much I would have shit myself if there was a demon in the window.
I just opened my
Demon.
closet. There should have been a killer in
Honestly, I do. And it's just, I don't know why my brain does it, but I hate it. And I do it. I'm going to do it tonight. I don't know why we picked this episode. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. I'm writing a script for a horror film that I'm submitting to a contest at the end of October. So I've been thinking about the whole month. I've just been scared every night.
Actually?
Yeah.
Cool.
The winner gets like $5,000, a new camera. Yeah. You guys
there.
want to be in it?
Not like
Is it like an actual film thing?
It's a short film. Yeah, it's a film contest.
Put me in it.
Okay.
Because I think I want to be an actor. When I grow up, I want to be an actor.
I'll get you in there, actually. I was going to write the script tonight, but I got home a little late. So we'll get it done tomorrow and I'll send it to you.
Deal.
Were you going to say something, Broden?
no.
Okay. They have claimed to, so Warrens, they claim to have investigated over 1,000 cases during their career. And they have been involved with various supernatural claims, such as the Snedeker family haunting, which I'm not sure what that is, but I feel like Ed and Lorraine Warren, there was some documentary, and maybe our listeners can tell me what this is, but the wife cuts the husband's dick off. And I swear to God, it was Lorraine something. Will you Google that actually for me, Nathan? You want me to repeat it?
The Snedeker.
No. There's a Lorraine something.
Yeah, type
Lorraine.
in Lorraine cuts off her husband's dick.
Yes, and
There
see what
you-
that is.
That's what
It's
he's
something.
asking.
There's a documentary on it, and it's actually really good. But I can't remember because my uncle has a T-shirt, I think, that says,
Watch out for
So my wife tried cutting my dick off.
yeah, my uncle's Ed. No, but he told me to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. But orbs. Have you guys heard about orbs in the paranormal activity?
That's the dumbest thing too.
I mean,
Orbs, like
general,
people
like
see
just-
photos
like
and they'll
just-
see like a
Yeah.
orb in the back.
Yeah.
And it's actually chalked up to flash photography. There's a dust particle or something on the sensor, which honestly, being a videographer myself, that is 100% true, because if you don't clean your sensors and it gets a little dirty, it's an orb. You got an answer for me, Nathan?
What did you want to know about it?
What is it? Ed and Lorraine Warren, or who is it?
John and Loretta Bobbitt.
Loretta Bobbitt. Yep. Okay. Not close, but started with an L.
God.
Yeah. But yeah, watch that documentary. Apparently it's pretty good. We should figure out why. Actually, figure out why she did that. We're gonna skip past that part. It's
I
kind of
already got
boring. All right, let's hear it.
She claimed that her husband had raped and abused her for years,
Okay.
and he was charged with rape later that year.
an abuse.
Yeah, but he
That
was
probably
acquitted
warrants it.
and went on to star in several pornographic films.
How?
Talk about a comeback story, literally
How?
and figuratively.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Did they sew it back on or what?
Yeah, they did. It was surgically reattached.
wow,
Damn.
we got into something I didn't think
Did they
we were
give
gonna
our
get into
pal
there.
some extra inches or something?
Yeah. If he went
Like,
on,
we're
if he
really
went on
sorry
in the-
about
in the
that.
Put a couple
takeaway films,
spacers in there.
Yeah.
Hey Doc, while you're down there,
I'm gonna have to watch that documentary now. I'm kind of curious about it. So some famous ghost stories. Have you guys heard of the Hotel Cecil in Los Angeles, California?
No.
wait a minute.
It's insane.
Is there a movie about it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's all based on one room, right?
There's a part that's about one room, but the whole building is like messed up. It's in downtown Los Angeles, I think.
I think I remember watching a movie one time where it was about one room that was super fucked up.
I
It
remember
was a-
seeing something like that too. I don't know if it was exactly this, but
I saw a clip on Twitter about like a security camera where they have the footage of like it's just screaming coming from the room and like they go
Yeah.
in there
Yep.
and
That might
the
be
whole
it.
room is just like completely obliterated and there's no
yeah, I've
in there.
seen that. But
That
yeah,
is terrifying.
the Hotel Cecil. So apparently not apparently, it's true, but there was just
Is
a
it-
number of random deaths in like a however many year period, like just the craziest deaths. So people like won't even stay there now. Were you gonna say something before I get into this though?
No, what you said that's true about that room, like the screaming in the room and everything was in shambles.
well, it was like security footage.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I don't know if it was.
I don't know if that's
like
a Hotel
staged
Cecil or
or
not, but I've definitely seen that.
I don't know. It definitely seems like it's something that could be.
Could
yeah.
be staged.
So
Definitely could be.
more cursed than haunted. Downtown LA's Hotel Cecil got such a bad rap that it actually changed its name to Stay on Main in 2011. The first recorded death by suicide in 1931, followed by a long string of similar deaths in 1932, 34, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So now we're going to get into a couple of the deaths and what happened. At some point in the 30s, one man was pinned to the exterior wall by a truck. A woman murdered her newborn in the building in 1944.
Holy shit.
The pattern of suicides continued into the 60s. In 1962, a woman jumped from the 9th floor window and landed on a pedestrian, killing them both. And it's also worth noting that 2 of the women who died by suicide apparently jumped while their husbands were asleep in the room. So people like get into this building and just start killing people or killing themselves. There's also another one of some lady. I can't remember her name. And I actually didn't write it down, but she went into the elevator and she looked frightened, like the doors wouldn't shut. So it was like she was looking at something or trying to hide from something, and she was hiding in the corner. And they found her in the water tank on the ceiling. Like in the, you know how we have a big water tank?
Oh, yeah.
And they said
know what you're talking about.
death by accidental drowning. Drowning? No D in there. Drowning.
The ceiling
So
of
they,
the water tank in the
you know,
ceiling?
like the water tank we
On
have
the
that says
roof.
Minot
He meant
on
to
it.
say roof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not the ceiling, the roof. Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say what?
And they think it's foul play because 1, you need a key card to get on the roof, and she was just in the water tank. Found her dead. Like, oh, I don't know, man. That shit's creepy to me. Even like there's people that will go there to stay there just so they can stay there. Like, oh, I want to go stay at the Hotel Cecil. What if you just get the sudden urge to kill yourself though?
I don't think that's how that works.
Then I go, you almost got me.
Yeah.
You almost made me do it.
today,
I
Cecil.
almost checked in here.
Not today.
You don't know what could take over you though, or if you think that woman just you think they're all coincidences that she just went in there and just I'm
Did
gonna
they
kill
do
my
any
newborn?
research on these people's lives
Probably.
leading up to this?
I'm sure it's out there.
I just want to see what it is and be like, yeah, like they just went broke and they're trying to find a place to live. And
There's a whole Wikipedia page based on every single death that happened at the Hotel Cecil.
I got to look into that then.
The Bell Witch.
Mm.
You guys familiar?
Bell
Heard
Witch?
of
The Bell Witch. It's Blaze. This is the story that's the Blair Witch is based on.
Okay.
So the Bell Witch, thought to have been a big influence on the film The Blair Witch Project. The events that allegedly happened at John Bell's Tennessee farm. There's the footage right there. That's the elevator footage.
We have to put that up on camera
Yeah.
then.
We'll screen record it and put it up.
Yeah, that lady looks totally freaked out.
If there's a jump scare, I'm going to shit my pants. Jesus, Liam.
Did you get him?
yeah, a little bit.
Don't. I got to stay in this house by myself.
You can come spend
Nathan
the
will
night
stay
if
the
you
night.
want.
Yeah.
So she's hiding in the corner.
Yeah. And she
She
just
keeps looking around there. She's hitting a bunch of buttons, and she leaves.
And then after that is when they found her dead.
That's
In
when
the-
she's in the water tank. Yeah. I didn't like seeing that actually at all. I'm such a believer.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. That video could have been taken 7 days ago. Some girl tweaking on meth and just walked into an elevator.
It's not. It doesn't add to the plot.
What plot?
The plot of her dying in the water tank. Obviously.
It's real life. There's no plot. Things
It's
just
just
happen.
that.
It's not written down.
It's not like the meat spoils in your fridge and you go, ooh, the plot thickens. No, you forgot to cook it.
Someone's reading this story.
Yeah.
No, you forgot to cook it. But there's a reason I forgot to cook it.
For the plot.
The events that allegedly happened at John Bell's Tennessee farm between 1817 and 1821 are said to be one of the classic American ghost tales. Bell shot at a strange animal on his farm, but the creature disappeared before it could be harmed. Several weeks later, the Bell family was tormented by a ghost that made terrifying sounds, shook the house, and physically attacked Bell's daughter, Betsy. The only thing that would really get me, I think, on like paranormal is if I was thrown into something or like pushed. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like if I was to be like walking up the stairs and I just ran into something. Oh God, that would be terrifying. If that ever happens to me, I swear to God, my life will change for the worse.
Well,
I don't know how I'd
They're
live with
going to
that.
put you in one of those crazy rooms.
They put me in one of those crazy vests.
do we talk about it now? With your mom's paranormal?
Oh, yeah. My
activity?
mom has the craziest stories growing up.
This told me this, and this woman.
Let's hear it.
I'll
doesn't-
just
she
tell
doesn't
like
lie.
one. I mean,
She doesn't lie.
she's told me, I don't know, 50 of them
Countless.
or more. And she doesn't remember all of them, but like they all happened to her and her
She should get a
siblings.
journal.
I told her to write books and she would make so much money.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy. And I'm like,
She's a good writer?
I need inheritance. So
Yeah. You're like, give me a retirement.
Yeah. But There was one time she told me that she was, her and her family were upstairs eating dinner. All of, I think she's got 5 siblings or something like that. So
Okay.
the 6 kids and her parents were all upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And downstairs, they heard the pool balls like all rattle against each other on the table. And my grandpa went downstairs with a shotgun, and him and my mom's oldest brother like went through the whole basement and found nobody.
I don't love that.
Yeah.
So what state were the pool balls in?
They were just all over the table. Like in a random, like if
Where
you were
did they
to break
keep the pool balls
But
at?
were they previously racked?
I don't know.
Did the ghost break it? Break the
You just see this.
rack? I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you even say?
You just see the pool cue and the chalk is up there
floating?
spinning.
Yeah.
It's chalk in the cue. Like, what's going on there? Yeah, I'd be curious to see what how they stored the balls.
So no, yeah, I guess I never knew that part,
Yeah.
but like they heard them knocking against each other, and they were just in a random.
Okay, give me another one.
There was one time she said, so my grandpa worked on the railroad,
Okay.
so he would be gone for a few days at a time, and sometimes he'd get home way late at night.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was getting ready for bed, and she turned the light off in her room or whatever, about to go to bed, and she heard boots coming down the stairs,
Yep.
because they had like old wooden stairs, and you could tell that it was
Yep.
work boots. So she said, "Dad, is that you? Are you home now?" Didn't hear anything. The footsteps stopped, and then they kept up again. And she goes, "Hey, Dad, are you home? Is that you?" Didn't say anything. And this is like pretty deep into it, so it's happened before where they've had strange shit happen.
Yep.
So she was like, "Oh shit! Like this is one of those times." So she said she turned the lights off everywhere in the basement,
There's one play. I don't know if I'd do that.
and she crawled because like she knew exactly how everything was. So she crawled against the wall from her room, like through the living room to the stairs or whatever, up against the wall until she got to the stairs. And finally, when she knew she was at the stairs, she just got up and sprinted upstairs and started screaming. And my grandpa wasn't home.
Are these stories corroborated by her siblings?
Yeah, like so they're like pretty
Not
different.
that I'm questioning your mother, but
No, like I've heard the same stories from my uncles and
Mhm.
stuff like that I have my mom. So
oh my God. I think wooden stairs got him right there, which is terrifying.
yeah, like stairs like that.
Easiest way to like scare people. Like any horror movie, if they start walking down wooden stairs, you're like, oh shit.
Here we go.
What's gonna happen? They might step on a
Creaking.
nail.
Yeah.
That'd be
Dude,
the real thing.
okay,
Tetanus
so-
would be the real horror story.
Fuck the paranormal.
Yeah.
Get your tetanus shot?
Yeah.
You're 23 years old right now hearing that. Imagine being 7 and then having to go and sleep in your own room after
Yeah,
hearing
so
this.
you-
Yeah,
slept in the basement.
she tells you no one every night, and you're just laying in bed.
But I would sit there and be like,
shaking.
That was
I
his
would be
bedtime
like,
story?
I love these stories. And then I'd get to bed and be like,
I
I'm
didn't
never
love
going to
that
go to
story.
sleep. I'm never going to
God.
go to sleep.
Turns out, didn't love that story.
Yeah.
Turns out, didn't need to hear that at 11 p.m. I don't really love that. I know my mom had a good friend that had her daughter passed away pretty young, I think. And she had some weird stories after that about, I can't even remember the real stories, but I remember my mom telling me this when I was in high school. And the factual, like the things she was seeing, you couldn't, like she was seeing them live in person, like flowers moving and stuff, I think. And I'm not going to get too into the story because I don't want to missay it or something, but I'll actually figure it out for my mom. I'll tell it early on the next podcast. But yeah, she told me that, and I was like, I don't want to hear this anymore ever. And I'm going to tell it next week.
I'm going to have my mom tell you some of these stories one night,
Honestly.
Easton, and I just want you to
If we start a
shit
Patreon,
your
man, we got to
pants.
have like interviews.
There's a
with
Patreon.
people.
Who wants to donate to the Patreon? Let us know.
$5 a month actually wouldn't even be bad. Could just let us promote the show. So the Villisca Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa. June 10th, 1912, Josiah and Sarah Moore were bludgeoned to death inside of their home. Their 4 children and 2 friends who were spending the night were also killed, and to this day, the crime remains unsolved. So it could have been a perp that got
Just
out.
seems like a pretty good criminal
Sounds
to me.
like
Yep.
yeah, sounds like they were
1912,
murdered.
especially in 1912.
Yeah.
Their home is considered one of the most haunted houses in the country, and the guests are drawn to it. People pay $400 to stay for one night.
Why?
Sounds like a good business.
Yeah, I guess.
Tours have been cut short by children's voices, falling lamps, moving ladders, and flying objects. 2014, a paranormal investigator stabbed himself after spending the night.
Why?
I don't know.
Like
Did
what?
he
You
die?
like you wake up the next day and you go, oh, this place is scary. And then that's it. Why? What do you gain from that?
They weren't lying.
Yeah, I heard something.
I wonder if he stabbed himself and killed himself, or he just like popped one in the thigh.
Yeah.
That is
Holy shit.
Yeah. But that's from their
this
website.
place is
Yeah, this place is scary. I can
They
stab
weren't lying.
myself. Yeah, I guess I'll stab myself with like a paring knife. Like
But I like to
Nothing
think
crazy.
something took over him the night he stayed there, and he just went ape shit and just started prison shanking himself.
maybe.
I don't know the guy.
I don't know. I never met him.
Yeah. So let's get into some belief polls, and then we can probably wrap this up. So these are the percentages of people that believe in these things after polling. I don't know how many people they polled, but psychic and spiritual healing, 56% of people believe in that.
Wow, that's a lot.
ESP, do you know what that is?
nope.
That is the sixth sense. So people can sense something around them.
Like
20
what? The wind?
28%. Like they have I feel like something standing behind me. Like a paranormal, whatever the
Okay.
fuck. Which whatever, I guess. If you feel it, you have no way to prove that. 28%. Haunted houses, 40%. Demonic possession, 40%. Ghosts, 39%. Telepathy, 24%. Extraterrestrials have visited Earth in the past. Only 17%. I feel like
Only
that's
17?
yeah, I feel like that's low. That's like the lowest out of the whole list besides reincarnation.
Huh.
17%.
That's crazy.
Right?
I mean, well, I guess it all depends on when you Google this because the poll
2006 was the poll.
that was
Yeah.
okay. That makes
Well,
sense.
I guess they came out with extraterrestrials. The government did. Said UFOs are real.
Yeah. Well, that's what
Right in
they,
the middle of COVID.
that's what they tell us.
Yeah. Clairvoyance, which I like that word. I don't know what it means.
Me either.
24%. And witches, 26%.
26% for witches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask them on October 31st. Be a little bit higher.
We'll see.
Daniel Tosh has a funny joke about witches and brewing up some apples, some poisonous apples. Doesn't add to the podcast, but
Family Guy has a funny skit on witches.
Clairvoyance is a tricky one. The supposed faculty of perceiving things or events in the future or beyond normal sensory contact.
so it's like
Premonition.
he throws premonition after we're looking up clairvoyance. Like that's gonna help.
Premonition? Like almost seeing
You know
into
what
the
that means?
future a little bit.
Like people that predict the future.
Yeah.
Did you know premonition before he said that?
Yeah.
Oh no. I was gonna say, am I the dumb one here, or is he just the smart one? I think he's.
No, because I heard it in a song one time.
Okay.
Premature premonition.
1996 Gallup poll estimated that 71% of the people in the U.S. believed the government was covering up information about UFOs. I wasn't even listening, so if I missed something, I'm
No,
sorry.
I was just laughing at him. But anyways,
Thanks.
they
71% of people believe the government was hiding something about UFOs, and they were right.
Are they? We don't know.
Yeah, we do know. They told us. The government told us.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
they were not
Yeah.
able to identify some objects flying in the sky.
So they say.
Yes, they do.
I never
say.
saw it. That's what they say. Yeah.
Yeah.
The government said a lot of things.
Yep. Couple paranormal challenges, and then we're out of here. 1922, Scientific American offered two US $2,500 offers for the first authentic spirit photograph made under test conditions. Has to be in the right test conditions. You can get a picture of a ghost, $2,500. For the first psychic to produce a visible psychic manifestation. None of these have ever happened.
Hey, what was that? What was that old movie? It wasn't with Nicolas Cage, was it? Where they open up, there's that kid and he's scratching all these numbers in the door and like all this old stuff, and he's scratching
Sixth
all
Sense.
these numbers. Is that it?
Nick
No.
Cage.
It's not Nick Cage.
That
I don't know. Is it the Sixth Sense where he sees dead people?
No.
yes, that
No,
is.
it's
a different
Sixth
movie.
Sense is where he sees dead people. Yes,
But he's talking about a different movie.
With
I'm
Bruce
talking
Willis.
about a different movie.
Okay.
Yeah, where I don't think it was Nick Cage, but it was like some kid that was like possessed by something. Every time you touch that, it cuts my headphones, Nick or Nate or whatever your name is. Can you fix my headphones, please,
What's my name?
producer?
I
Goose.
Hang on.
stick with
We got a little something. We got a little something going on here. All right, that's no, they cut out again. Something's going on.
fuck's
Anyway,
wrong with
okay,
these
fuck the
headphones?
headphones. But they're like this kid, he's like possessed or something's going on, and he's scratching all these numbers. Oh, scratch a number, this and that. And so it comes the day he's in like elementary school. Like, oh, we're gonna put this in a time capsule. Everyone write down on this letter what you want on this time capsule, and he fills out this sheet of paper full of numbers, just numbers. That's it. So then 25 years later, all these crazy things start happening. Like this plane crashes, and this many people die, and this happens on this day at this time, and this many people
Sounds
die.
familiar.
And then they finally like decode that sheet of paper, and it's all of these like horrible things that are happening. And it's like it's a location and the date that it happens, and
So
how
he
many
was a
people
clairvoyant, you could say.
It does have Nicolas Cage. Is it
die.
the Knowing?
The knowing.
The Knowing.
I'm the
Okay,
best.
yeah. Good work, man. I haven't seen that movie actually. Now that he says the name.
Really good. Now that I've just absolutely
Yeah, thanks for ruining it.
the whole plot. Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it because I can't
It was
anymore.
pretty good.
How do you guys feel about Ouija boards?
Fake.
I wouldn't
I don't
touch one.
even
Ever.
want it.
I'm
near
not going to get near one because that's a sin. But
because you're superstitious.
I'm not.
He's just
Just a little stitious.
If there's a Ouija board sitting right there and I asked, it's something that wouldn't move.
It would never be in my house.
But
a
you got
Ouija board.
to have your hands on it, don't you? Because guess what? Somebody that has their hands on it pushes towards that area because they want to believe it. So they start moving it. So everyone else does, and they go, oh my God.
I wouldn't even go see the movie Ouija.
I did. It was scary.
Never.
It was terrible.
And I think it stems from my mom. She said, "Don't even ever fuck with Ouija boards." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, I won't."
I
'cause
wouldn't ever touch one. Ever.
That's yeah. See, that's the stuff. That's the stuff where I don't really want to mess with it. See if we can wrap up with anything fun here. No, I don't got much.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, a couple movie franchises. We talked about those: Ghost Hunters, Conjuring, Paranormal Activity. But yeah, I mean, that's
What about Ghost Adventures?
that's on there too. But it didn't have as much information as Ghost Hunters, so I feel like it's
I just know that guy,
Kmart of-
Zach Baggins, literally told
Related to Bilbo?
reporters, that everything they did was a sham.
See,
way to ruin the fun.
He
Right at the
ruined
end of
it
the
for
podcast.
you, and he owns the whole thing.
No, well, that's why Ghost Adventures isn't as popular as Ghost
I
Hunters.
feel like that was way more popular than
Ghost Hunters went to San Haven.
Yeah.
we never even touched on that this whole podcast.
Yeah, I just thought of it right now.
San Haven. Can someone just throw that in? I can't even describe it that well. San Haven, was it the hospital?
San Haven is an
Was it-
abandoned insane asylum in
Tuberculosis.
yes
care
in
place. Yeah.
yeah
Here
North,
in
over by
Central
Bottom.
North Dakota.
in North Dakota, right here where we film this podcast. San Haven, abandoned. I heard there was a lot of like
Paranormal.
antichrist
A lot.
activity and stuff there going on. Like,
yeah.
Like
Bro,
rituals and stuff like
bro,
that.
you're the one that's been there and couldn't even get out of the truck because you were so
I did
yeah,
too.
it
I
was
did too.
terrifying.
Were you scared of the? Oh, you were with him.
I was
It
there.
was
Were you
me,
scared of the
Liam.
dark or were you scared of the unknown?
I was scared of whatever might be in there looking back at me, and I don't even see it. I'm like,
And wasn't there someone that
So
was
you're
supposed
starting
to
to
be there
believe.
that is like kicking people off the property?
there's a guy who owns it,
Yeah,
like owns the whole property, and
That would
like,
suck.
wouldn't-
Why would you want to own that?
it's got to be owned by someone.
No. Yeah, some weirdo. I would never own it.
I
Someone that
wouldn't want
doesn't
to.
believe, I think.
I don't know. Maybe they do, and maybe they don't. But people get in there.
well,
and
like there's the
spray,
story.
spray paint the walls. And
Yeah, like satanic emblems.
I
and
heard
stuff
when
like
we were
that,
growing up that someone fell down the elevator shaft
and died.
And died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they got pushed.
Shut up.
Is what like, that's the story.
Oh, by
By a demon or something. You know,
Bullshit. They didn't.
they fell
They
because
fucked
they
up.
were messing around in a 200-year-old collapsing building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that, man. I went in a haunted house one time. I actually didn't go in it. I was by West Hope, North Dakota. And there was like a square of trees, right? And you could drive inside of there. And it's like, this is the plot of land. And there was a house. And I was looking in the windows. Person I was with wanted to go in. I said, there's not a chance I'm going in there. Not a chance. It probably wasn't even haunted, just abandoned. Just nothing was there. It's the fear of the unknown that gets people, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
And with that, I think we can wrap episode 13 of the podcast.
If you have any paranormal stories, leave them in the
I'd
comments.
love to read them. I
We-
love
yeah,
reading
let's
stories
hear what you
like
got.
that.
This is something, we could actually read them on the podcast because this is, if you guys have stories about anything, but yeah, especially that. They're fun to read about. And I'm a believer. These two, not so much as me. but
I just
Oh.
say that.
You're-
I say I don't believe.
Yeah.
And then I lay in bed and I go, what was that?
like, what are we talking about tonight? Dude, I swear I look into windows and I see faces on purpose.
That's
like
freaky.
I'm like, God, I shouldn't do this. Like the nun. I
Oh,
see like nun figures.
that demon nun from
Stop
like The
doing that.
Conjuring.
Just don't do that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Everything.
Thank you guys for watching again. Please leave a rating and review. Like we said, share it with someone. It really helps us out. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next week for episode 14 of 3 Dudes. Sayonara.